Hi guys, this is part 3 of my boho-ish style journal. So if you didn't see parts 1 and 2, I'll put those links in the description box below. But what it was basically, I was just using up some little teeny scraps of fabric to make up a journal. And they all sort of had a boho kind of style look and feel to them. So I guess it's kind of a boho style journal. So it's a soft cover journal. It's pretty sturdy though. And I've just used a ribbon tie. Okay, down the bottom here, there's some fringe. And these pockets, I've made pockets in the front and back. And these pockets were made out of an old scarf. And I've just left the fringe on the scarf. But because the scarf was a kind of knit material, what I did, I just sewed it onto some thicker card. Not cardboard, but you might recognise this if you're in Australia. This is one of those postal packs. And I had to trim one down to fit some books in that I was sending away. And this was just the little end. So it's quite thick. So I sewed that around and then I've glued it on. Now, if I had planned ahead, what I would normally have done is sewed it straight onto the lining fabric before I attach the lining fabric to the material for the cover. But I didn't plan ahead at that stage, so I've stitched it and then glued the pocket down. Okay, I'll try and be quick, because I know I always take too long. So in the front pocket, just put a little tag. That was some scrapbook paper that I had found a little pack in an op shop, and I've put some eyelash trim just to make a tag. Now, I did have a picture of this lady facing front as well, and I showed it in one of my previous videos, but I don't know, it's just vanished off my desk. It's probably caught up in something somewhere, but anyway, so I've just used the facing back picture, and I've stitched around it, backed it onto some coffee dyed paper just to make a little journal card. I don't know where things go off my desk sometimes, honestly. I feel like I've got ghosts or something. Okay, this is some watercoloured coffee dyed paper, and I showed a video on that before. That was the last page. I want to make some more. I really like the effect of it. It comes out really, really pretty. Coffee dyed paper. Now I've put a lot of the scrap fabrics that I had longer pieces for around the edges of the paper, so kind of like a wrap. So it gives it a really nice look. I love the look of the fabric wraps. I was going to make a lot of tags on the little tabs on this one, you know, poking out, but then I quite liked the neater look, if you call that neat. But I suppose if I had ruffled up the front a bit, you know, grunged up the front, I might have had a lot more hanging out the side. But all I've pretty much put out the side is, I did do 1 or 2 little tabs, I think. A little key. That little key is so cute. Look, it's actually metal. So cute. Came off got a bracelet with some charms on it. And a little bell. So this fabric It's got some gold thread. It's really textured. It's really beautiful. It's a coffee dyed envelope, scrap fabric. And so I've just got a, this is actually off an envelope, the inside of an envelope. And it had a pattern on the outside, so I coffee dyed some envelopes. The security envelopes have really pretty patterns inside. And I've just inked the edges. And there's a little pocket behind the envelope. And I'll just put some more coffee dyed paper. Give you extra writing space. So this journal will go into my Etsy store. The link's in the description below. Should be there sometime shortly after this video is posted. It's coffee dyed grid paper, fabric, little bell. This little bell is on a bulb pin, so you can take it off if it annoys you dingle dangling all the time. Just some scrap fabric, button, little image of a stamp on coffee dyed paper. And that's just some of the offcuts of the paper when I trimmed this piece. This is some heavily coffee dyed paper, and this is the sort of paper that I did the watercolor on. This one, so it went really heavy dyed with a lot of the markings. Just a map of Nepal, and I've stitched little bits of fabric here and there. This is coffee dyed blue photocopy paper, and it kind of, I don't know if it runs a little, but makes really gorgeous little, like a little effect. Put a pocket here. Oh, and this tag, look how beautiful it is. This was sent to me by Jenny Leslie over at, she's got a YouTube channel called Hello Be Natural. I'll put the link in the description box below. You might have seen she sent me a rack, and there are a few things I could have used in there already, but I kind of have trouble using stuff that people give me. I kind of tend to hoard it, but I did pull this out to use because I thought it went with the greens and the feel of the book. And I've just put some eyelash trim on the top, but look how beautiful it is, and it feels so nice. She said that she made her own stencil for this as well. So pretty. Oh, here I made a little hole in the paper when I was coffee dyeing it, so I just popped a little scrap of fabric on it. It's really pretty fabric. It's got silver thread in it, and I've popped one on the other side as well. That's the good thing about junk journals. You can fix anything with bits of fabric or paper. It's just some images from a Nepal travel book. Coffee dyed lined paper. That's some of the same fabric off the front of the cover. Oops. This paper was out of a Chinese children's learning book, and I think the teacher would sign in there or something whenever they did the homework, because there were a few pages that were completed, but I just coffee dyed it. So lots of room for journaling. Just a little envelope I made. A stamp on coffee dyed paper. It's just a little tag. That's out of the envelope that I coffee dyed as well. there's a little pocket in there with some scrapbook paper. It's blank on the back so you can write on it or use it as a mat for a photo. This was out of a book on India. Really, really beautiful picture. Look at that. So what I've done, the stitching for the signatures are actually in the center of this. So I've made this into a pocket, and because the page was quite wide, I've just wrapped it around the other side. So there's a pocket up the top in the middle of this, and in there I've just put, this is some coffee dyed cardboard. I was making little cardboard envelopes to send stuff out in, and this is a piece of the trim. It's still it still really smells like coffee though. I hate coffee. But yeah, this cardboard, it like soaks up the smell of the coffee, and it's still, this is, I coffee dyed these ages ago and it still smells like coffee. And I've just put some scrap fabric on the front and back, just so that you can use it as a tab to pull it out of the pocket. And then the bit that's wrapped over, I've only just glued, I think, halfway there. And then I've made this into a little pocket on that side. That's just some fabric stitched onto some scrapbook paper to make a little note card. This is some beautiful fabric that I ruined. You might have seen in a previous video. I showed my little project fail. But I've been using up the scraps because it's so beautiful. It's got silver thread through it. And underneath, I've stitched on some paper as well, so you can put little secrets under there. Just a little scrap of paper in there. That was from the cover of a paperback novel. So pretty. They're just some little coins from Nepal, old coins. I've just put it on coffee dyed paper and just ink the edges just to make a little journal tag. And I put those little coins there because on the other side I've got here some little coins under there. So this is some clear, I don't know if it's PVC or vinyl, but it's clear. It's off the, you know when you buy a blanket or doona or something and it comes in one of those big plastic zip bags? It's that. And I make, that was actually from, sorry, let me get one. So I was making some of these little coin tags that I have in my little Etsy shop, and I was making some for, I can't remember who, but I was making some, and for some reason I was in like daydream mode, and the little plastic thing, I normally stitch around it, and when I get to here I leave a gap to slide the coin in, and the little date, the little piece of paper, and I was in dream mode and I just stitched around the whole thing. I was like, duh, I can't even put my coin in now. So that little piece of this little plastic was 2 bits of plastic sewn together with no coin in it. So what I've done for this, I've just glued a coin down to the paper, and I've put the little plastic tag on top so that you can see the coins through them. You can't see the back of the coins though, but that's okay. Yeah, so I just wanted to use that little piece of plastic instead of putting it in the bin, because otherwise it goes to landfill. I know it's small, but I just can't do it. Some fabric stitched on the top of that pocket. Yeah, so I thought I'll just replicate the little coins on the journal card on the other side. It's just a pocket with a little journal card. This is a pretty little photo. I don't know where I found this. It was, I don't know, in a book or something that I bought at an op shop. But look how cute she is. And she's kind of dressed boho style. I think she might be from Fiji by the looks of it, but I thought it was pretty, so popped it in there. Just one of those flower cards, and I've put some coffee dyed paper on the back and just some eyelash trim. I like the eyelash trim like dangling out the top of the journal. Just another tag in the back. And I've put a little envelope here. This is a coffee dyed candy bag, just with some of the little scraps that I had intended on using in the journal, but didn't. So just little bits of fabric. There was some Bangladesh newspaper writing that I was going to use but didn't. So I've popped it in there. I thought you could make some little embellishments or tags or something with them. And that's it. So that's the back. I like how it came out actually. That's the front, top, sides. Where's my little key gone? There. The key's on a little pin as well, so you can take that off as well if it annoys you. And the bottom. So I really like how it came out, and yeah, I was never a fan of the soft covers, but I think I'm a convert. I quite like the feel of it, and it feels quite sturdy. You can just chuck it in a bag or something, but anyway, that's it. And this little guy, or big, he's quite big. The pages in here are A4 photocopy papers folded in half, so I haven't trimmed those down. Anyway, this little guy will be in my Etsy shop not long after this video if you're interested. And I hope you liked him. I hope you'll give it a try. It's a good way to use up all those little pretty scraps. Like even that tiny little bit. Look how cute it is. Can't chuck him away. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching.